What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explain here, bringing you guys another Naruto discussion. And today I want to talk about something that I get a lot of requests to talk about, and I get a lot of questions about. Well, how come Kakashi doesn't have the Sharingan anymore? I know somebody's like, yo, it's already in the series, man. It's already in the series. Like, Kakashi was told that the power is going to be temporary. Obito's spirit left Kakashi, and we saw Obito's chakra leaving Kakashi. Therefore, there is no Sharingan. However, this is the thing. A lot of people say, well, what if Kakashi would have kept the Sharingan, and why didn't he keep the Sharingan? And so I want to kind of tackle the latter question. I might do a full-fledged what if on this if we get enough likes on this video and I see if there's actually a want and desire for it. But the fact is that I feel like Kakashi keeping his Sharingan, as crazy as this is going to sound because of how overpowered a DMS Kakashi would be, so dual Mangekyo Sharingan Kakashi, as overpowered as that would be, I think that they made the right decision. I think Kishimoto made the right decision by removing the Sharingan from Kakashi, because the fact of the matter is that there's so much more to Kakashi as a character than having the Sharingan. Now, obviously, him keeping it gives him access to Perfect Susanoo. It gives him access to both of the abilities for Kamui, but the trade-off is also that, like, Kakashi's Sharingan, because he didn't actually awaken it, he can't cut off his Sharingan. And so having two Sharingan that overpowered, essentially Kakashi's gonna have to walk around with both of his eyes being covered up at all times. While it would look really badass, the fact is that that's gonna be such a huge drain on his stamina and on his chakra reserves because he can't cut it off. So that part, I understand the logistics parts, but when I say there's so much more to Kakashi's character that he didn't actually need to have the Sharingan, I think that you have to look at the Kakashi Hida novel, Lightning in the Frozen Sky. One of the things that Kakashi struggled with after losing Obito's Sharingan was the fact that Kakashi's whole identity post Third Great Ninja War was being known as Kakashi of the Sharingan. He had copied so many ninjutsu, he was able to perfect the jutsu of the Chidori because of the fact that he had the Sharingan. He could safely use it. Before then, Minato said that it's a incomplete jutsu when Kakashi tried to use it in the Third Great Ninja War. And so the thing about this is that when you look at this character Kakashi, this is somebody who as a child was made a Jonin. He was allowed to graduate from the academy early. Everyone accepted that this guy was a prodigy. He was the son of somebody whose power rivaled the collective legendary Sannin. Kakashi had big shoes to fill, and for him to keep that Sharingan, I feel like that's putting a cap on him realizing his true ability, because one of the things that we see is that in the aftermath of losing his Sharingan and not being able to perform the Raikiri, by Kakashi's own admission, he cannot perform the Raikiri without the Sharingan. The fact of the matter is this: Kakashi creates purple lightning, while everybody likes to point to the fact that, oh, Kakashi summoned rain clouds, he shot chakra into the skies, Kakashi was such a absolute badass. The fact is, and yet in context, Kakashi was several thousand feet into the air, surrounded by the clouds when he shot purple lightning into the sky. But the fact is that Kakashi ended up creating a brand new jutsu to make up for not having the Chidori. That in itself shows a different level of genius, because at the end of the day, Kakashi learned how to do the Rasengan and said, I want to add lightning change and chakra nature to it. Kakashi saw something that his own master Minato couldn't do and said, yeah, you know what, that's cool you trying to do that, Minato sensei, but I think I can pull that shit off better than you. That shows the level of brilliance that Kakashi had as a child. So when you add in all those years of him having the Sharingan and having been able to essentially break down thousands of jutsu and all that battle experience and all that wisdom, for him to make another jutsu that is similar to the jutsu that he lost and then to perfect it and add other variations to it, that's something Kakashi never would have done if he kept his Sharingan, because he relied on that power too much. That's something Kakashi says in that Kakashi Hida novel, is that he relied on the power of the Sharingan too much. At the end of the day, you do not become somebody as highly praised and skilled as Kakashi was by just relying on your Sharingan. He has a level of innate natural talent that cannot and should not be ignored and disrespectful. And so when you look at what he does as Hokage, whether it be Kakashi laying the groundwork for this extended piece, Kakashi, which I've talked about in another video, Kakashi being the one who sets up the Shinobi Union and really takes steps towards mending the broken bridges and fences that exist between the 5 great nations and setting up the groundwork for the technological surge that we see in Boruto Naruto Next Generations. Kakashi, because he didn't have that overwhelming power of the Sharingan and that fear that people see when they see his Sharingan, Kakashi was able to realize the true excellence of his vessel. And what's so beautiful about a scene like this is that by Kakashi losing the Sharingan, if you want to be technical, Kakashi actually became stronger because he no longer had the Sharingan eating away at his chakra reserves and his stamina. All that power that he had just to maintain it, that was removed. A great way to look at it is look at somebody like Rock Lee constantly wearing those ankle weights and all those training weights. The moment he takes it down, he's able to unleash his full power. So too is that with Kakashi. So I completely understand it. I completely understand how Kakashi losing the Sharingan makes good forward progress for his character. And one other thing that I think is very important is that when you look at the Naruto series, Naruto as a franchise makes it a point to say destiny is something you cannot avoid, but when life happens, you can change your fate. And so Kakashi made his name being Kakashi of the Sharingan, but that was Kakashi as a ninja. Kakashi was moving into a new phase in his life. He was no longer going to be Kakashi the Konoha ninja. Instead, he was going to be Kakashi the Fire Shadow, the Hokage. Kakashi was born in this world with his own natural ability and intellect without the Sharingan. Now Kakashi would be leading as Hokage without the Sharingan, relying on his own natural ability and intellect. It's a perfect full circle in my opinion. However, I want to know from you guys, do you guys think that Kakashi should have actually kept the Sharingan? Do you agree with me that this was the best choice narratively? Let me know down in the comment section below. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.